This one's totally out of my wheelhouse, but it's a fascinating read and gorgeous art. The Re-Up on FANzine Live. And hello everyone, this is Tom, this is FANzine Live. We are looking at World Zines today, a comic that I picked up at Renate Comics in Berlin. Looks like it was published by Bistro Books in Amsterdam, and it is called, in the Netherlands, and it is called The Re-Up. It's by Chad Bilyeu and Juliette de Witt. Chad, actually, I have learned, comes from Cleveland, Ohio, and he now lives in Amsterdam, apparently, and Juliette is out of Amsterdam. I have to give you a little bit of the background on this. And when I purchased this at Renate, I didn't have any idea what I was buying, other than the fact that I noticed there were English words on the inside. So I had no idea what this content was about. And it's been basically a year now since I've been over in Berlin. I hadn't read this comic. So the other day I opened it up in anticipation of doing this video, and I'm like, okay, so what's the Re-Up about? I was really taken with the artwork. Neat two-color artwork. The greens work really well, and then the blacks and grays work really well. I like how they do this. Notice your toning, really, really, really well done. To the point that this looks to me almost like a duo shade painted type of toning. Odds are it was done digitally just because of the level of complexity in here. I can't imagine anybody trying to do this with the slice and paste Zipatone. I don't think that's at all possible, but it looks really good. And by doing the toning in this manner, he's able to make it look like there's a lot more to the printing than there actually is. You know, you got a black with their various gradations, and you got your green with your various gradations, like over here, and some of the stuff in the windows and the like. So what's this thing about? Well, it looks like an old phone, the old Nokia phone. I'm sure that those of a certain age remember that. I opened this thing up, and I'm trying to figure out what this is about. It says, "Let the youngins worry about how to retail. Where's the hotel?" by Russell Stringer Bell from the homecoming episode of The Wire, the HBO show. And I'm thinking, The Wire? Okay. And you see we got a motel, and he says, "Earlier in the week, I met up tete-a-tete with the supplier for the date, time, and location to get fronted my first pound." Oh my goodness. This thing is about a drug buy. I had no idea this is what it was about. We go through this really interesting piece about how this particular drug buy went off. I have to skip the first few pages because there's a lot of really awful language in it. But we can stop here and look at how the two-color printing was done, which I think is gorgeous. How the artwork is done, which I think is really nice. And also, one of the interesting tricks, which is, you can tell this is supposed to be written from a first-person perspective. I met up with the supplier, okay? So we go and we look at these pages. Notice that as an artistic device, every single person in this comic, with the exception of the narrator, has their eyes barred out, blacked out, as if he's trying to protect the innocent. I think that is brilliant. So you've got the protagonist here, and you've got all these other people hanging around in the hotel room waiting to pick up their stashes. I think that's just amazing. So the whole thing is about these guys waiting around in a hotel room to get their pot so that they can then go sell it. And it's all about the dynamics of how this is done. I don't know if this stuff is legit. I don't know if this is all made up or first person or whatever. I just find it fascinating because this is a whole section of society I know nothing about. But you've got, individuals coming through, you're new, who are you? And then you've got our protagonist, he's getting bored, so he opens up his Nokia phone and starts playing video games on it while he's waiting. People are going in and they're getting their different drugs one at a time through the bathroom, having their conversations. And next to last guy finally goes in and they have the discussion of how one handles and sells the product. And then he goes off and heads home. He's in Washington, D.C., done really nicely. He gets home, he goes into the house, and he's like, wow, I guess I actually got to go and sell this stuff. It is a very, very well done piece. And I do note here, it says both Juliet and Chad quit smoking the herb in 2021. This is a 2022 book. If such things interest you, I personally found this really fascinating. I think the art is incredible. I think Juliet DeWitt did a fantastic job on it. Really brought this whole subject matter to light in a way that I never would have considered. I just think that the storytelling fits perfectly. The re-up. This is issue 2. I don't have issue 1. I may have to go dig around and find it. But this was our World Zine for today. Purchased it at Renate Comics, published over in the Netherlands. This has been FANzine Live World Zines. Leave a comment. What do you think about zines like this? The subject matter, the style. I mean, this is a really professionally published book. It's gorgeous matte paper, matte cardstock cover, a little bigger than a standard digest, a little smaller than a standard comic size, but it's a great looking book. Leave a comment, like the video, and don't forget to subscribe to FANzine Live. Thank you for watching, everybody. This has been Tom.